Last year was the biggest Game Awards night yet, peaking at 154 million views in total of all platforms. It was a big night for the fans. We got to see some amazing reveals and trailers. But also a big night for the developers, until I saw the tweet from Culture Crave saying that the CEO of Game Science, the developers of Black Myth Wukong, said that he wrote his acceptance speech 2 years ago. CEO of Game Science really expressed his frustration of not winning the GOTY award. But don't get me wrong, there is context that the Game Science CEO accepted his loss and was happy for his peers. Well, yes, Black Myth Wukong was an amazing game, and it definitely is a Game of the Year nominee worthy, and it even deserved the Game of the Year award in my opinion. There are still some factors that why Black Myth Wukong lost the Game Awards, and I'm going to share my thoughts and theories that why this happened. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact that Game Awards hates China, but yeah, let's talk about it. But before we begin, I want to express my gratitude since my Balatro video got at the time of recording over 300 views. My second ever video got 300 views and 20 likes. That is amazing, and I appreciate you guys for watching and liking. If you want to support my content, you should consider subscribing since it supports my content. Anyway, now out of that clout chasing subscribe extravaganza, let's begin. So first off, we should start theorizing what is even GOTY nominee worthy. Game theorists made a well-made video summing up all of this, but after this year's GOTY, some of the MatPat's theorizing was proving wrong. See, MatPat said in his theory video that one of the factors to win Game of the Year is that your game needs to be mature to win GOTY. You know, swearing, realism, and well-written characters. But this year, Astrobot won the Game of the Year. So is Game Awards actually about how fun is the game? Well, in that case, Balatro should have won, since the game is about infinite replayability, and the only thing about it is how addicting it is and fun. Well, it's an amazing game, but it definitely was not as quality game as Astrobot, since Astrobot is made by a larger group of developers. But how is this anything related to Wukong? Well, the Game Award always has been pretty difficult case to unfold. Even to this day, many people are confused into what wins GOTY. In 2018, God of War won the Game of the Year, when people clearly wanted Red Dead Redemption 2 to win. In 2020, people clearly wanted Ghost of Tsushima to win, and Ghost even won the Player's Choice Award. Well, there was a bit of a drama going around with The Last of Us 2's game director Neil Druckmann, but this is pretty important factor to why Black Myth Wukong didn't win the GOTY. Many people are saying that the Player's Voice is the most important award in the show, since it's 100% voted by the fans. And as you all know, in 2024, Black Myth Wukong won the Fan Vote Award, and it did deserve it. But here's the thing, 2022 the Player Choice Award was taken by Genshin Impact, the same category that had God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. And while yes, Genshin Impact's community is really massive, but personally I think that majority of actual gamers voted for Elden Ring or God of War. But Genshin Impact won due to the large community. Does that mean that the Player's Choice Award is also not that important at all? You can clearly lose the award due to being an asshole like Neil Druckmann. After all, the fans decides this category. But for the sake of Wukong, I think this was 100% real and not manipulated by the community, since a real Honkai game was on the list and they lost to Wukong. So let's assume that the real fans are actually on the side of Wukong. That leaves us with the journalists. You know, the guys who complain about playing Cyberpunk 2077 due to how long the game is. So the people who actually decides the winner are a bunch of journalists and big gaming names, such as IGN, Rockstar CEO, GameRant, all of these big names. And what the journalists are known for, especially IGN. Yeah, I guess you can figure, but you may now think that I'm saying that Wukong lost due to the difficulty of the game. Not at all. Elden Ring won in 2022, and it was an actual Souls-like developed by From Software. What I'm basing this whole thing is simply the rating of the game. Astrobot, Elden Ring DLC, Metaphor, Final Fantasy, even Balatro got a higher score than Wukong. And yes, I think these journalists gave Wukong a little too low of a score to Wukong. IGN, for example, gave Wukong an 8, and it is still great, don't get me wrong. And yes, Elden Ring DLC got the highest score in the Metacritic, but again, it's a DLC. A DLC should not win a Game of the Year. In my opinion, get a nominee, go ahead. But if it wins GOTY, it's probably the dumbest and the most funniest thing ever. But it requires a $60 game, so I don't see a universe where it would win. So what do I think? Is that they simply take the actual game and all of the journalists are the same way. And that just happened to be Astrobot. And even if Astrobot wouldn't exist this year, Wukong would have still lost to Metaphor, since the ratings. And I'm not saying that the ratings are always the #1 way to go, but due to the fans voting for Wukong for the Players' Choice Award, I don't see why for any reason Wukong to lose, except for the journalists' opinions. But all of the games were brilliant, and my personal GOTY was Balatro, and close second Wukong. That's about it. My theory and why I think that Wukong lost. I think I gave some valid points in this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed and respected my opinions on the matter. But yeah, see you guys on the next one.